Okay, so some of the requirements for this project are creating a drawing of your three parts. So you have to create one drawing that includes the front view of the top, middle, and back piece of your, your drawing, your model. So in order to do that, hit the plus symbol here when your model is open in the left-hand corner, and I can click Create Drawing. Now, what we're going to do here, we're going to change this a little bit. So I want to click Custom Template. We're going to change, on the left-hand side here, we're going to change the size to C, which will make the paper a little bit larger. And over here on the right-hand side, the border, we're going to click Do Not Include. And the title block, we're going to click Do Not Include. And OK. So this basically gives us a blank piece of paper. When we get into more complex drawings, we will include a title block. So this will come up here. We're going to insert our parts. So if you labeled your parts, this will be easy. I have a lot here. I didn't label them, but you can see kind of went in order. So I'm going to start with the back piece. So I'm going to click once. On the left-hand side, I can change the scale. I want this to be 1:1. I'm just going to drop that on the workspace. Now, if I move my mouse, it will allow me to create an orthographic drawing of this part, but we're not requiring that, so just hit Escape. Great, it's in place. I can click and move it if I want to. Now I want to go back up on the toolbar where it says Insert View. Click, and to get another part, I'm going to have to click Insert again, and I will have my part list. So I'll click the middle part. If it's not in 1:1 view, I can change that, but it already is. Drop it in. Hit Escape. So I have my back, my middle, and then I want to insert view. Click Insert here. Scroll down to my parts list, find my front part, and click. So now I have my three views. What I can do now, and that's all I'm requiring for this, I'd like to see you add some dimensions. So I can hit D for dimension, or click the dimension tool up on the toolbar. And remember, you don't want to over-define. You don't need to put multiple dimensions on the same measurement on each drawing. For example, I could add, for this piece, there's nothing on here other than the back horizontal lines and vertical lines. So I'll add the width and the height. The bottom one here, I'll just add the dimension of the circle. And then here, the centerpiece is going to have the most dimensions. This is where I want to get, you want to dimension it as little as possible with including everything, but still including everything you need. Right, so I'll probably add the radius of that circle, the width of my slot for my cell phone, the depth of that slot, how far it is away from here, so I'm adding my dimensions. Now, once you have your dimensions in, if you notice, these are set to decimals. When we're creating drawings, we kind of want to keep them, depending on what we're doing. For this project, specifically fractions. So what we can do is, on the right-hand side, little wrench button, Drawing Properties, I can click that, and this allows me to make more adjustments. I can change my units, my dimensions. I can change my annotations, my text. For example, when I'm under the dimensions or units and precision tab, I can change my units. I want to make those inches fractional, and you'll notice if I zoom in, it will change those. And it's rounding them up to a pretty high 1 in 256. We don't need it to be that exact. We can bring this down to 1/8. A little bit easier to read. Okay. There's a few other things we can adjust in here. If you look at this drawing, the dimension numbers are pretty small, so I can change that as well. If I click the Dimensions tab, I can change the text height. Right? Maybe I want this to be 0.5 1.8. It will enlarge these just a little bit. You can play around with that to see what looks best. Okay. I can close this window by clicking that wrench key. Now, this is all I'm requiring. In a normal engineering drawing, we have much more complex pieces. We'll have a title block, but I just want to get us to practice. Okay. It's a good idea to rename. I can right click and rename my drawing. Cell phone part drawing. Great. So I can go right back to that. So your final product, you will have your drawing of your piece, your model of your piece, your model, and then you will have a cell phone part drawing that includes the front view of each of these. Now, if I want to label these, I can double click, I can add labels. It would show the scale, the front. These are all the front views, so don't worry about labeling yet. This makes more sense when we're labeling or creating orthographic views of one part. But we can also add labels to this if we want as well. Not necessary for this piece. Okay, there we go.